What's happening, Delco? I'm Rich Shane, and welcome to the What's Happening Delco podcast. Today, I'm joined by Jen Luft of HOTWORX Media. Jen, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, Rich. Really happy to be here.
Well, I'm excited, and we're going to talk HOTWORX. So the first question I have is, what is HOTWORX?
HOTWORX is a 24/7 infrared fitness studio. So what that means is our members have access to the studio 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. They can come in and get calorie torching, efficient, effective workouts.
Now, what can people expect when they go and join HOTWORX Media?
They can expect a friendly, welcoming, encouraging environment. We basically offer concierge service to all of our members. We're available whenever they need anything. They're quick workouts. We have 8 infrared saunas where you have the privacy if you want to do a session, or you can, be in there with other people.
Now, you've mentioned infrared a few times. Talk about the magic of infrared. What is that all about if people are not familiar with infrared and this sauna and this calorie torching?
Yeah. So it's funny you talk about the magic, because that's how I describe it to people, because to me, it is magic. It's invisible. Infrared is invisible light. It is a type of radiation, but it's not harmful in any way. There's no lights in our saunas. The infrared energy comes from, we have carbon and ceramic heaters. So infrared energy travels in wavelengths, and it actually penetrates your skin. So it helps with your inflammation, any pain relief you have. Detox, helps you sleep better. There's just so many benefits to it. It's actually the same type of energy that comes from the sun. So, if you go out in the sun and you just feel energized, that's what's happening in our infrared sauna.
As you're saying this, I'm thinking, when you had mentioned, get out in the sun, I'm thinking about the winter blues, where we get less sunlight. Is this something that helps with that? Absolutely.
People that suffer from like seasonal affect disorder, absolutely. That's, we're gearing up for that, for the winter blues. So we would be a great option for people to come in and combat any of those ill effects from the winter season that we have.
How long does a session last for?
So we offer 11 different sessions. 3 of them are 15 minutes long, and the other 8 are 40 minutes long.
Now, during this time, do I move around? What happens in this session?
Yeah. So in our high intensity interval training sessions, we offer hot cycle. So you're on a stationary bike. The other is hot blast, which is like a bike elliptical combo. And the third hit option is, we call it hot thunder, and it's a dual pulley water rower. So for those sessions, you're on the equipment. Another thing that makes HOTWORX, unlike any other fitness studio, is that we have virtual trainers. So every sauna has a television screen. You're following along with 3 virtual instructors who are leading an intense, encouraging session for you to follow along. So those are the hit saunas. Okay. So the isometric sessions that we offer are ISO, buns, yoga, Pilates, bar none, bands, and core and warrior. Core and warrior are like advanced isometric postures that you're doing.
This sounds like you're really building this community of people that just get enthused, and you almost get this, while you get that infrared, it all gets under your skin and you just want to do it more.
Yeah, it's like a serotonin booster. Like, you just feel amazing. You're not sore. You just feel great when you leave. No one leaves unhappy. Everybody they're hot and sweaty, but they have a smile on their face.
All right. Hey, I'm hot and sweaty, but I'm leaving happy, right?
That's right.
How did you come across, you mentioned before we started recording the podcast, this as HOTWORX, that's a franchise. How did you come across this franchise, and what was it about this business opportunity for you and your husband to move forward and pursue this?
So I first discovered HOTWORX in March of 2021. I was visiting my sister-in-law in Oklahoma, and she's a HOTWORX member there. And she took me as a guest. I had never heard of it. So we did a hot Pilates session, and I was instantly hooked. Yeah. So once I tried it in Oklahoma and I, flew home, I wanted to join. So I looked up if there was locations near me and there weren't any. So, talked to Tom about it and we just decided, let's go for it. And here we are.
So Oklahoma, that's the HOTWORX Mecca, as I'm hearing you say, right? And they have that, and Pennsylvania doesn't. What's going on there?
Yeah. So HOTWORX started in 2017. The very first location is in Oxford, Mississippi. So this idea and concept began in the South, surprisingly enough. I mean, like, it's already hot down there. Why do they need to do this? But so it's hugely popular in the South. And it's making its way up to the Northeast. We were the first location to open in Pennsylvania. There is another location in Northeast Philly. And 2 licenses have been bought for Chalfont and Wayne, Pennsylvania.
So you're really showing people that this is something that people want. Obviously, they're signing up with you, but it sounds like a really, I'm going to use a pun, hot franchise or hot opportunity as a business model. Yes,
it is. It's a fantastic business model. That's what appealed to us. My husband travels a lot. I'm a stay-at-home mom. So it was important that we enter into a business that worked with our schedule, and this does.
What do you find as far as your customer? What are they looking for when they join? What are some of the criteria, or what are some of the characteristics of, the things that people are looking for when they join? Or is there an introductory session? How does that work?
Yeah, so anyone is able to try a first session for free, of course, because when we first started selling our pre-sale memberships last January, nobody had any idea what HOTWORX was, because, as I said, there was none up here. So, I did my best to explain it to people, and I think people were intrigued initially. But then once we opened our doors and they were able to come in, it honestly just speaks for itself. You have 24/7 access. They're quick workouts. You can just come in when it works best for your schedule. And a lot of people say, I've been at the gym, for so long and I'm not seeing results. Or if they belong to other studios where they only offer a couple of, yoga sessions a day and it doesn't work for their schedule. That has really been the overwhelming response from our members, is that it just works for their schedule. We're so busy, all of us. And if people can just run in real quick and do a quick 15-minute session and burn 300 calories and leave happy, then we've done our job.
It's 2:15 in the morning. I wake up and I say, I want a session. How do I get in at 2:15? Is there somebody there handing me a towel and all kinds of stuff?
No, you will never find me there at 2:15 a.m.
Okay.
But we do keep the doors locked at all times, even when we're staffed. And members receive, we call it a mobile pass to their cell phone. Members also receive a unique PIN code where if, they forget their phone, they can enter the PIN code, and that's how they access the door. The door unlocks for them. It lets them in. It keeps record of, which member was there. We have security cameras. The parking lot is well lit. It's a very safe spot if, people do want to come in the middle of the night.
It sounds like a lot of fun. It really does. And the benefit of these infrared, the infrared process really is that addition that really makes this more attractive because of so many different opportunities where this is helping.
Right. Yeah. So our saunas, a lot of people here, they're like, oh my gosh, I could never survive in there because the recommended temperature is 125 degrees. But it's dry. It's not, people have this vision in their mind of what they think when they hear sauna. There's no moisture. It's dry. It's comfortable. You don't feel like you're suffocating. And your body is already warmed up before you have even begun your session. So your muscles are ready to go. That's why you're not sore after these workouts. I'm
just also thinking as we head into December and then January, people are looking for, hey, I ate the turkey and the stuffing and all the goodies and the cookies and all those things. Two things. Number one, obviously this, addition to a fitness regimen, helping people, look and feel the way that they are, wanting to look and feel, but also as you get into that winter where, it's 25 degrees out, this really gets down to your core, warms you up. And I think it would help make the winter not so bad, right?
Yeah, I agree. Totally. We opened in May. So this is our, first winter open. So I'm really looking forward to, helping people warm up
now,
in the cold weather.
HOTWORX Media is in Delco. How do you describe Delco to people? When people say, what's Delco? What's that all about?
Well, Delco is home for me. I grew up in media. Delco, I don't know. Gosh, it's so hard to put into words. It's, a lot of people, they're born and raised here and they never leave. So, you're always bound to run into somebody, for me, I left Delco after high school and then didn't come back until 2015. So when I would run into people from high school, in my mind, they still were, I knew you from high school. So, Delco, I was happy to come back to Delco because it's just, there's nothing like it. It's home.
You're on your way to the studio and you need a convenience store option. Are you stopping by Royal Farms or Wawa?
Oh, well, there's a Wawa right across the street. So it's Wawa for me. I'm a Wawa hazelnut hazelnut coffee addict.
You just added a wrinkle to some of these questions I asked, and I may have to start asking what's your go-to when you go to Wawa, and if you do venture to Royal Farms, what's your go-to there? But that's my curiosity. You mentioned the hazelnut, and that's delicious. I love that one too. What for you when the family or you're looking for a cheesesteak option? Where are you going?
Oh, geez. We make a lot of our own cheesesteaks, honestly.
So we're going to Jen's house. Jen and Tom, it's cheesesteak.
We're going to my kitchen. Yeah. Sometimes, and my son loves to cook. So he likes that.
All right. Now, the same kind of idea. Are you making your own pizza or are you ordering out? And if you do, where are you getting your pizza?
So we are big fans of 1010. 1010 Pizza is where we go. We love that place.
Jen, if you or Tom or the family or you had friends coming into Delco, where would you take them or where would you send them for a Delco experience? I mean, I think I understand they're going to a session at HOTWORX to check that out and kind of get the day started or somewhere in the middle. But what other activities are you providing them that gives them that Delco experience?
Well, we always have to take them to Wawa, of course. That's just an experience in and of itself. The whole touch screen kind of blows their mind. But we had DeFabio's is right up the street from us. That's a great, spot to bring anybody. Because, they have the bar and then they have the dine-in section. So, Rose Tree Park is right near us. They're getting ready to do their lights show. So Delco is just, there's so many options around here. That's why it's so great. And I love it that we're close to the mountains and we're also close to the shore. So can't beat it. Perfectly located.
Delco provides anything you could ever want, right?
That's right. That's right. Mm-hmm.
As you look at it sounds to me like for you and Tom, you're both fitness centered. And as you look at that, who inspires you? Who motivates you? Are there people that you admire that, that's a regiment or that's a path that you look to take and bring into your own life?
Yeah. It sounds kind of cheesy, but I look up to my husband, Tom. He's incredibly physically fit, military background. I myself was an athlete growing up. I played Division I softball. Unfortunately, I had a career-ending back injury about 20 some years ago, and I'm still suffering from that. And so that kind of ties into why we wanted to open this in addition to it being an amazing business model. My body just couldn't keep up with the workouts I was doing anymore. I was running, I was lifting, I had 2 kids, and my body just got to a point where it just said, nope, not anymore. And the infrared energy helps me so much. I feel like it's taking care of my body instead of harming it. Whereas, workouts I was doing in my 20s and 30s, I just was like killing myself just to kind of achieve this, idea that I had in my head of what I should look like or how much I should weigh. And, being an athlete all my life, that it was hard for me to realize, I couldn't do that anymore. So I've kind of like accepted this new normal for me. But the fact that I'm able to do these HOTWORX workouts and feel better and not be sore and increase my flexibility. I mean, and honestly, our median age for our members is in their 40s.
Wow. Okay.
I know, our ads, they come from corporate, they're fantastic, but they do show a younger generation. I don't know. The people come in our studio in Delco, we have men, we have women, but they're mainly a little bit older because, as you get older, you get aches and pains. And I don't know, the infrared energy, it just helps so much.
Well, I think that you offer so many different variables as an alternative. And I can see, especially with what you touched about, hey, I have some of these aches and pains that I've developed through the years and, whatever regimen we've had of working out or just work accidents, car accidents, things that limit our mobility and our body's functionality, if that's a word. So there are so many levels that this appeals to. Look, some people go on vacation and they say, I'm gonna buy, I had fun on that rower, so I'm gonna buy a rower. You buy the whole kit and caboodle, so
yeah.
Be careful for where you go on vacation next.
Right? Yeah. I don't know. I might come home with something crazy.
Jen, what motivates you? What gets you out of bed every morning?
Well, responsibilities, but I'm happy to, be able to do that. We have 2 wonderful children. Obviously the business to run. I'm just happy and loving this life that, we've created. And I love being in the studio and talking to our members and calling new leads who are interested. They probably think I talk too much, but I'm just excited to bring this to people because it was an answer to my prayers about finding something that I could still do, with my back issues. And so, yeah, I just want to share it. So it's been, I was a stay-at-home mom for a few years while our kids were little. And, my husband, Tom's an airline pilot, so he travels a lot. So I was never able to have like a career. I was a teacher for 7 years. But it was hard to find something that worked, for our family's schedule. And this provides that for me. It's become like an outlet for me to like venture out of the house and, to be Jen and not just mom. And that has, been amazing for me.
That's tremendous. I love that. Now, if people are looking for the studio, how do they connect with you? How do they find you?
So yes, we they just need to get on Google and type in HOTWORX Media and our website will pop up. We're also on Instagram and Facebook. We're located in the Media Shopping Center, right near Acme and Starbucks on the corner of Providence Road and Baltimore Pike, right near the Wawa. So we're easy to find.
On the Instagram and the Facebook, is it at Media HOTWORX? Is that how they're going to find you, or HOTWORX Media?
At HOTWORX Media.
At HOTWORX Media. Is there anything that we haven't talked about today, Jen? Anything you want to share on the podcast that you want our listeners and Delco and the world to know about?
Well, I did want to mention that in addition to our saunas, the 8 saunas we do have a area of our studio called the FX Zone. It's basically a mini gym. So, people, they're like, oh, I don't want to give up my gym and the weights and all that. But we offer that in as well as the saunas. There's a TRX rack. We're getting a cable machine. There's free weights and Bozu balls and there's all the things. So we also have a shower on site for people that want to come at 4 a.m. before they go to work.
That was like my last question. When people are done, can they shower up or get in their car all, 125 degrees sweaty?
Yeah, it depends. We have all different types. Some people like to shower up before they leave.
Some people like to let it linger.
Yeah. Yeah.
This has been a treat. This has been great. And, knowing that this is a business for you and Tom and a passion, it really sounds like that you want to help those members, those people in Delco and the surrounding area get fit, get healthy, take care of some of those aches and pains, find alternatives to working out to give them the direction to live a fit, healthy lifestyle. And I think that's so important. And I'm grateful for your time today. Thank you so much for being a friend of What's Happening, Delco. We need to come by and check out the studio and sweat a little bit. And
we'd love to have you in.
And beat that seasonal affect disease. What'd you call that?
I think they call it SAD, seasonal affect disorder.
Oh, disorder. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I just call it winter blues or whatever, but I don't want to be sad. It is an actual thing. Yeah. I know. I mean, we lose that sunshine and, we just can't wait for the spring to come so we can get more energized by the sun. That's really important. Knowing that this is an alternative out there is great.
Yep. Sure is.
Jen, thanks so much for being on the podcast today.
Thanks, Rich. Hope to see you guys coming into the studio and earning your burn.
Earn
the burn.
Earn the burn. Okay.
Earn the burn. That's our logo or motto.
Thanks, Jen.
Thanks, Rich.